Prosecutors say Christopher Schultes, 38, is facing charges of first-degree murder and intentional child abuse after his 2-year-old daughter died in a hot car in July of 2024. Prosecutors claim in a new motion that he had allegedly searched for porn while his daughter was trapped in a vehicle where the temperature reached 109 degrees. The judge in the case ruled that prosecutors cannot introduce this evidence or make mention of porn search at trial. New details are emerging about an Arizona man whose 2-year-old died after allegedly being left in a hot car for 3 hours. Now we're going to go through. Here's the family. The daughter's on the right, the poor girl, passed away. On July 9th, 2024, the Department of Child Safety received a report regarding a 2-year-old, Parker Schultes, was found unresponsive after father left the child sleeping in a vehicle in the family's driveway. Parker was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced deceased. On August 1st, 2024, the father, Christopher Schultes, was indicted by a Pima County grand jury on charges of first-degree murder and child abuse in relation to Parker's death. On August 20th, 2025, the department substantiated that the allegations of neglect by Parker by the father, Christopher Schultes. 3. If the victim in the preliminary report involved the child residing in the child's home, the following information will be provided. Services being provided to the child, a member of the child's family, or the person suspected of abuse or neglect at the time of the incident, and the date of the last contact before the incident between the entity providing services and the person receiving services. There were no services being provided to the family by the Department of Child Safety at the time of the incident. B, was the child a member of the child's family or the person suspected of abuse, neglect, the subject of a report for investigation at the time of the incident? All involvement of the child's parents and of the person suspected of the abuse, neglect in the situation for which a report for investigation was made or in services provided pursuant to this chapter in the 5 years preceding this incident. Page 2 reads, on January 23rd, 2017, a report was received allegedly physically abused to a child by their father. So more stuff on Christopher Schultes. The DCS investigation did not result in evidence to support the allegations. The allegations were unsubstantiated. The family was provided with information on services available in the community and the case was closed. On September 26, 2017, a report was received alleging neglect, physical abuse, and emotional abuse to a child by their father, Christopher Schultes, and neglect of the child by their stepmother. The DCS investigation did not result in evidence to support the allegations. The allegations were unsubstantiated. The family was provided with information on services available in the community and the case was closed. On February 11, 2019, a report was received alleging neglect to a child by their father, Christopher Schultes. The DCS investigation did not result in evidence to support the allegation. The allegations were unsubstantiated. The family was provided with information services available in the community and the case was closed. December 12th of 2019, a report was received alleging emotional abuse to a child by their father, Christopher Schultes. The DCS investigation did not result in evidence to support these claims. The allegations were unsubstantiated. The family was provided with information and services available in the community and the case was closed. On April 2020, a report received alleging neglect to a child by their father, again, Christopher Schultes, and their stepmother. The DCS investigation did not result in evidence to support these allegations. And it keeps on reading. September 15th, 2020, a report was received alleging emotional abuse to a child by their father, Christopher Schultes, and the stepmother. The allegations were unsubstantiated. The investigation was still in progress when the next report was received. November 30th to 2020, a report was received alleging neglect and emotional abuse to a child by their father, Christopher Schultes, and their stepmother. The allegations were unsubstantiated. The investigation was still in progress when the next report received. December 1st, 2020, same thing, alleging neglect of the father by Christopher Schultes. The DCS investigation did not find evidence to support the allegations. The child transitions to their mother's care. The family was provided with in-home services and the case was closed. Any investigation pursuant to a report for investigation concerning a child above the number of the child's family or the person suspected of abuse or neglect provided by the child or child's family since the date of the incident of the fatality. And then it reads, licensing agency, basically just a summary of all the violations. Um, but I guess the big part is he left the daughter in the car allegedly. She passed away while he was searching porn on his PlayStation. And this is why this is such a big story right now. So here's